How you guys all doing today? Today's video, I wanted to go talk a little bit about some more fleet in the game, more in particular the fleet regarding the Empire faction, and more specifically the TIE Bomber and Vader and how those guys all function, and even the Emperor shuttle as well, and how those guys all function within the current capital ships for the Empire with the Executrix and also the Chimera, with the Moff Tarkin being the guy leading that other Executrix and Thrawn leading the Chimera. So I want to kind of show this all off, and I want to give a big shout out to KP67. He lent me all this footage. I actually have not used this in a long time, and I kind of postponed all this stuff because at the time I got this footage, the whole Arnold drama happened and all that sort of stuff. I kind of forgot about it, but now I want to revisit this very, very much so because we've now got some hinted things towards an Admiral Piet, which could be a potential new capital ship. And I want to kind of just go about some of the current stuff we have in the game that regards the fleet with the Empire faction. So we got two capital ships, having a new Admiral Piet being a third one. I don't know if that's going to be a thing happening, but I think it can definitely be a thing I can see, though. I don't think it's too far-fetched, in my opinion. But other ships we have here, we got the newly acquired TIE Bomber that was kind of a marquee not too long ago. That was kind of back-to-back with the Y-Wing for the Rebels. And now we have the Gauntlet, we got the TIE Reaper, we got the TIE Fighter, which is actually one of my favorite ships in the game. And we got a Shuttle, and we got the TIE Advance for Vader's ship. So things to notice here since the last couple months of me getting this footage. We've got a lot of drastic changes in the game. So first things is the TIE Advance with Vader's rework. He got another Zeta, and he got a little bit more power. And with how power translates over to ships, it does translate quite a bit. So he's going to have a little bit more health protection, speed, and some more damage, which is a very cool thing. And I think the TIE Bomber is just a TIE Bomber. Nothing really new there since the last time we actually have had him in the game. So I think the only really big monumental change has been Vader, I'm pretty sure, since the time of the videos that I'll be showing you have been recorded. So in this one, we're going to be using and utilizing all these different Empire and seeing how we can beat against some Malevolences and Negotiators, which are some of the two best teams, if not they are the two best teams for fleets in the game. So to do this, let's go swap over to some of these videos and let's start this whole party off. So this is the first one I'll show. It'll actually be right here. This is the Executrix. This is all pretty much out of their mind Relic 7. So it's not going to be the most, the most consistent, I guess, or the most reliable thing you might ever see in the game, because not everybody will have this. Not the most realistic, I guess, is the word I'm trying to find there. It's not very realistic to have all these guys Relic 7, but if you do happen to have some of these guys with some relics or just some high gear, I guess you could say, this is what you'll get. So you have an insane taunt with a TIE Bomber here, by the way, and we'll have to revisit some of its kit in a little bit of this video in a little bit later. But there's a lot of AoEs happening with the burning. The burning is a very, very scary thing with this whole team. And keeping in mind, there is some major things with a TIE Bomber that stupidly just shuts down the Rebels with burning, and how he kind of all functions as a tank in the Empire faction. And I think this is a huge tank. I would say it's one of the best tanks in the game regarding faction-specific teams. I know we have, wow, look at that huge 180k crit from the TIE Fighter. That's actually one of my favorite ships in the game because he is super evasive, hard to kill, and if he does ever evade, he gives out TM to the Empire capital ship, which is spectacular. I love that so much. But going back on to the tanks, we have now this TIE Bomber for this faction, which is a very strong and durable tank, I would say. And then we have the Rebel Y-Wing for the Rebels, which is extremely strong as well. Two of the best tanks, I would say, for the factions. Then we have the Y-Wing for the Galactic Republic regarding the Negotiators. Those are some of the best three tanks in the game, and then of course Hound's Tooth. But when I'm just talking about tanks, I want to talk about more in specific the factions regarding them, and those factions that do regard them as a whole. Those three tanks are off the charts insane. One thing about we'll go talk about a little bit about the TIE Fighter a little bit more, but I really do like how the AI loves to go after him early on in the game. So if he does go first, which he probably will, he's one of the fastest ships in the game, by the way. He can get off his first special, which gives him some evasion, or rather some foresight, rather. He gets a big hit off, and they will go after him, and with the foresight, he gets dodge, and with dodge, he gives out TM to his capital ship, which makes him go a lot faster, and that's amazing. So now, You can see we got the buff immunity that stuck on Anakin earlier on. We got the big hit with a TIE Fighter. Then we got the burning on him. He lost his loyalty, and now he's already dead. It's a very, very similar concept with how you want to use Malevolence versus team with the Buzz Droids. And look at that, guys. It's crazy to see TIE Fighter being just a huge, huge damage dealer here. And we haven't even really tossed in Vader to the mix yet. So I do like the TIE Fighter a lot because he's very, very quick. Huge hit there. I mean, this is insane. Huge hit there onto the Gauntlet. But the TIE Fighter, I feel like, is a very, very huge, huge point to make and emphasize on because of his huge damage potential and him being so hard to kill because he does get some more evasion as is. And then, of course, you have the huge TIE Bomber that is going to be tanking the entire of the battle. And now we have the Vader coming in to play. And really at this point, you didn't even really need Vader because everybody's pretty much dead. So it's not that huge of a deal. But, I mean, still, the fact alone that you could really just have the main three being TIE Fighter, the Gauntlet, and now the TIE Bomber, and then bring in the Shuttle for some more of these buffs, getting some more big hits, some more heals off as well. It's all pretty awesome, I feel like. And this is just with some casual, average capital ships in the game because I wouldn't even say that these capital ships are even that great. I think the Thrawn's is pretty strong, I would say. But for the Executrix, I feel like it's a little bit outdated. I feel like it's a very, very old kit design with the whole capital ship itself. So here's another one, guys. Same things. You get the buff me on Anakin. You get a big, huge hit off with the TIE Fighter. The dodge happens. Now you get a huge bonus turn. Pretty much with like the extra foresight and dodge is happening. And he's about dead. And then the guy comes in with his AoE, the burning. He's already lost his loyalty. He has buff immunity, so he doesn't get the stealth anyways. And I mean, it's pretty much a game over at this point in the battle. The only thing about this whole team, like I just said earlier, was that you're probably going to need some relics on these guys, and nobody's really going to be all over the fact of wanting to relic out, you know, their Gauntlet, their TIE Fighter, you know. Vader, I guess I can see for Vader because he's a great now reworked character, but I wouldn't really say, hey, go out and relic your TIE Fighter for this team, or go out and relic your Tarkin for the capital ship, or even, you know, relic your Gauntlet and all those other guys. I think that's like the I forget. It's like those the Mandalorians, the trooper guy. I forget the name of him. But Gar Saxon, that's his name. Gar Saxon, the other trooper guy. But yeah, I probably wouldn't relic those guys. Maybe TIE Fighter because he's actually a spectacular ship outside of just this team. He's been getting a lot of uses for me previously in the past in a lot of different other teams and factions. So he's just very, very universal, I guess you could say, for the TIE Fighter. And I guess for the Palpatine, you're already going to have him relic for the Kylo team and getting the Supreme Leader unlocked, but you know, outside of that, I wouldn't really bother with getting any other relics on this team. But you know, this team is extremely, extremely strong. You are being able to just throttle some of the best teams in the game. So this is probably the last one I'll show. This is the Malevolence one I want to clean up the whole video with. And this is a little bit different. So in this one, he's going to bring in the Sith Assassin's ship. I forget, is that a Sith Fighter or the Sith Bomber? I think that's a Sith Fighter. And with that one, you do have also some more evasion and some more foresight. So actually, we brought in both of these Sith ships for the Marauders and also the Assassins, which is pretty cool. And we got Vader in here as well, so all Sith here. And I think we're using the Tarkins yet again. So I do think Tarkins is a good ship for most of these scenarios because you get some more offense up. But I still feel like Thrawn's could be a little bit better because you get some more healing and you inflict some more debuffs on the opposition. And of course you have the other AoE, right, with getting the speed down to land on some TMR as well. So I feel like personally, if I were to use either one, I would probably stick with the Thrawn. But as you can see here, there's still a lot of cool things happening with the Executrix as well. And we're never really even getting to the ultimates at all because it's happening so quickly with all these battles. I mean, look at all these the bombs, the detonators, and the, oh my gosh, it's really fun. This is a lot of fun. I would love to get this worked on, but you know, at the same time, I can't see myself wanting to, you know, relic some of these characters because they're not going to get much use out of me unless I'm going to be using them in the fleet. And I already have a good fleet as is with the Malevolence and all these other GKs and negotiators and rebels and all these sort of things, right? So I don't see it being a huge deal for me. But you never know. If, you know, come down the line, you know, a couple weeks from now, we get this new Admiral Pia. He's actually a huge, you know, game changer for the Empire faction, for the fleets, and heck, just even as the characters. I would say, I would probably think about, I would really heavily think about getting my TIE Fighter at least relicked, as well as potentially some of these other guys. So you know, some Throns, maybe some Tarkins, just to make that a lot better, because I really do like this whole faction, this team. I think it's a lot of fun to see and to play with. And thank you again, KP, for letting me show this. Guys, go check out KP's channel. He does do some Galaxy of Heroes as well. I'll leave a link to this video, or leave a link to his channel down below in the description. Go check him out. He's an awesome guy. But yeah, I mean, lots of fun stuff here. Just wrap up my thoughts here on this whole fleet. It beats everything pretty consistently. The TIE Bomber is stupid hard to kill. Really tanky, I guess you could say. I mean, he gets a lot more max protection for each Empire, and he gets just everything about him, man. He's just so hard to kill. More defense as well. It's nasty, man. Needs a lot of taunting here as well. A lot less damage for the Rebels, and the burning as well for the Rebels. A lot of lower damage as well. It's all there. I mean, this guy's pretty dang awesome. I love him a lot. And then you got the burning, of course, on his AoE. Beautiful stuff here, guys. And some more target locks. There's a lot of target lock synergy with this whole Empire fleet, with Vader, with the TIE Bomber, with the TIE Fighter. Everybody here has a lot of cool stuff here. And of course, his reinforcement does inflict burning as well. Cannot be resisted, and you get some more assists here. Not that bad. But yeah, guys, this is my video. I love this fleet a lot. I would love to see if Admiral Piet comes in the game, if he does get his capital ship, because if he does, I think this could be a definite meta team very soon. We can shift away from some of the negotiators and malevolences, because I do feel like if you have some of these guys built up with relics, this is going to be stupid hard to kill. There's going to be so much going and happening that's going to be really hard to kind of control. I'm sure maybe malevolence can beat it, but I don't know. With a new capital ship, they could do anything, honestly, and it can make them very strong and overpowered. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the video today, give it a like, share it around, and sub to the channel if you guys are new here. We have a Discord down below. We got a Patreon down below. We got all these sort of things down below in the description if you guys would like to check them out. Also, if you guys have any other video ideas and recommendations I should do on my channel, let me know down below in the comments, or just let me know in the Discord as well. A lot of different ways to kind of reach out to me if you guys would like to. I'm always open to ideas for new videos. I love doing these videos for you guys. They're a lot of fun for me. Just talking about the game and helping you guys out as well along the journey of your Galaxy of Heroes career, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out and have a good one.